Hey guys, it's Lindsay. This is Storyteller Tarot, and we are doing your group reading for air signs in July. I have my little microphone here. We're going to see if it actually works or not. As always, if any of these messages don't align for you, please take only what you need and leave the rest. This is a group reading, okay? Let's check in. So I am getting the word arise, okay? That kept coming up. And then there was something else on arise and ascend is what I was getting, okay? Arise and ascend, air signs, because there's something about rising up from the turmoil of kind of what you've been experiencing and ascending into the next phase. Now, I do get that this, for some of you, is going to require a certain level of physical exertion. Okay, so I feel like there's something about, you know, it's kind of like a last push energy for you to arise, to ascend into the next level of your life, but it is going to require physical exertion on your part. And it doesn't feel like a long time of physical exertion. It's really feeling like a time of focus, a time of exertion, a time of rising to meet whatever is necessary for you to attain your goals, okay? But also the other thing that's coming in here, it's not even on the physical realm about that exertion. It is on like the spiritual realm, the etheric realm. It is about connecting with yourself, your intuition, and your divine right on this plane. Now, what does that mean? Okay, right? So that just sounds like a whole mixture of words that sound nice, right? What I'm actually talking about is meditation. So connecting with yourself on that level where you're able to dive deeply into your intuition and making it a consistent effort to meditate, making a consistent effort to connect with your physical body, and making a consistent effort to bring light out into the world. Okay, now some of you, that's a very natural thing for you to do. Okay, you naturally bring light into a room, and it doesn't require that much of a consistent effort, but it does if you have been drained, right? So this is about July for the air signs is about really that push of effort to open to the next phase, okay? And it's interesting because the universe is coming in as the Knight of Cups, okay? So it's like, we see you, we're here, we're ready to romance you with like the magic that can happen when you put in the effort, right? Because I feel like there's this other thing also that has been happening for a long time where you've been putting in effort for a while and it hasn't actually seen expediency in the physical realm, right? So you're putting in effort, you're putting in effort, and you're like, well, where is it going, basically? And the question is, it's here. July, it's here, okay? It's like, don't stop now. You are literally so close. Don't stop now. Like, the universe is ready to literally romance you with what you want. Don't stop. You are so close. And you see like the white horse in the back. He's coming in, and he's coming in with a lot of loving and really beautiful energy, and really passionate energy. And that's like the energy that I'm getting from the universe. And actually, for some of you, it may actually be a romantic relationship, but for a lot of you, it's how like the masculine energy of the universe is actually holding you. It's like, don't stop now. You are so close. It's like giving someone who talks you through it, right? that's literally what that's the type of energy that I'm getting right now from the masculine energies in the universe. It's like, don't stop now, okay? A little bit of an adult kind of connotation there, but that's what I'm feeling, okay? It's being romanced by the universe. Air signs in July, okay? So I was going to start with Aquarius, but I'm like, Gemini is just like right there, right there. Okay, so we're going to start with Gemini. There's something about going back and forth, Gemini, back and forth, okay? Here's the thing. I feel like you put an effort and then you pull back. You put an effort and then you pull back. And it's almost like coming out of your shell and pulling back, coming out of your shell and pulling back, okay? And the way it's coming in is very much stop doing that. Just put yourself out there. Just put yourself out there. Because again, that's your final push, Gemini, is fully being who you are, being out there. And I know you're comfortable with being yourself, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about fully putting yourself out there, okay? And it's no longer that pullback energy, okay? Because it's this questioning energy. Well, should I be doing this? Is this the right direction to go? And so you put yourself out there a little bit and test it, and then you pull yourself back, and you put yourself out, and you pull yourself back, and you're always testing. So the lack of trust is there, right? So we're talking about the universe as if this is a romantic, a passionate relationship, right, Gemini? It's no longer questioning that trust. It's trusting and receiving, like, this is a romantic relationship, okay, Gemini? Fully trusting and fully putting yourself out there, okay? Because if you keep doing this push pull, that's the energy that you're going to get, and you're not going to get the fulfillment that you're looking for, okay? Let's get any other confirmation for Gemini. There's also something specifically around speaking. I know you have no problem with speaking, but okay. I want you to, if you haven't already, I know you speak very well, and that's not really what I'm talking about, but there's something around taking diction classes, because I want you to be able to draw people in. I feel like you're going into a phase of your life where you're actually speaking to a lot of people at once, whether that's in work, whether that's in your goals, whatever. And you have to be able to get the message across succinctly. And so, like, it's almost like I want you to take diction classes where you're learning how to public speak, basically. So we have the page of swords. So this is like learning, right? So I want you to learn how to public speak, because you think so well and like clearly in your head, and like I want you to be able to put that out into the world and public speak and put yourself out onto that stage, essentially, because I do think for many of you, you're actually going to be put on a stage, and that's what this incoming is you being put on a stage in order to share your wisdom with others. Because I feel like for a long time you've been in the books a little bit, and you've been so deeply learning, and you know a lot of stuff, but like you actually need to be able to speak that, right? You need to get past the internal world and into the external world, and that's what this July is about for you. So like any type of public speaking class would be really good, even if it's just a short course, like on online course or something. Like Google has courses, like they have thousands of courses you can literally take, and that's kind of what I'm getting, is like learning how to public speak and speak clearly and be succinct in your words, because this is going to help you in your next phase, and it's going to help this romance with the universe blossom, okay? And it's going to work really well for you, specifically around your creativity and your passions, because so many more people are going to come into contact with you, because they are going to be drawn in by the way that you actually speak, okay? Because if you think about this in a larger context, so many people on the public stage today don't know how to speak. Okay. We've lost the education and wisdom of learning how to speak clearly, speak and speak with, valuable points, and convince people about your message, right? There are people who it comes naturally to, but I'm thinking, like, you know, it's really for many a learned trait, and I feel like right now that is definitely like your edge, Gemini, and where you need to be pushing in July. Okay, let's get into Libra. Aquarius is going last, and I'm not entirely sure why Aquarius is going last, but we're gonna figure that out. Okay, Libra. Oops, we're all coming together. Okay, so Libra, yeah, we are all coming together. Okay. Libra, your edge and your push in July is actually around your romantic connection. So we were talking about King of Cups being romanced by the universe. Libra, you're actually being romanced by somebody. Okay, because I literally got the Two of Cups and the Lovers, which are both the relationship cards in the deck, and that's like a clear indication that there's a relationship incoming or there's a relationship being established. I want to look at how you're holding this person or this person is holding you. Okay, what I'm seeing is not gripping too tightly to this relationship. Like they have the hands open, they're trusting, just like I was talking about with Gemini, having to trust the universe, having to love the universe, right? You have to trust and love this person. You have to have your hand open, because I feel like there's something specifically around in your romantic state, always closing your hand because you're afraid it's going to go. Okay, I need you to let go and break down that pattern, because that is your push, that is your edge, breaking down that pattern around romance and trusting around romance. And that's where your wealth is right now in July, is in your romantic connections, because you are going to have a very positive romantic connection, and also very passionate. I feel a lot of fire energy in this. So for many of you, it actually may be with fire signs. You know, typically air signs do very well with fire signs. They are our exact opposite, and we feed each other. And you can feed each other intoxically, but that's not what I'm feeling. I'm feeling like this is a very positive connection that you have, and you're building into your support system and being able to trust this person, right? Trust this person with your life, your home, your love, your everything, really. This is what this connection feels like to me. It's like that final push into solidifying a relationship. And even if it's a newer relationship, it's a relationship that you're really like, wow, this is what I've been looking for. You know, there's that full fulfillment in this relationship, and they meet me on every level. And your edge again is trusting. So not just romancing this person, romancing the universe with that level of trust. Okay, because I feel like this relationship is going to do very, very well for you, Libra. You just have to allow it to. Okay. So that's Libra for the month of July. We are going to get into Aquarius for the month of July. There's something with balancing the mind, Aquarius. Okay, so you really have to work on your cognitive ability. You have some choices, and it's weird because there's something specifically around having to choose something that in your mind, it's like the overanalyzing is where you're getting caught up. Okay, what I'm actually seeing for you, Aquarius, your edge, your trust, your romance in the universe is actually in letting go. Yeah, it's like literally, and I'm telling this to you, I'm also telling this to myself, because here we are, right? If I can't read honestly, okay, so it's actually in letting go, and the mind no longer questioning, is it this, is it this, is it this, because you're getting stuck in this. You're like, what if I choose the wrong thing, okay? And there is really no wrong thing, okay? All the path leads the same way, but you have this fixation, Aquarius, on choosing the wrong thing. And like, again, you think that you can outsmart the universe, right? And that's showing an issue of trust in the romance of the universe, where you think you are outsmarting the universe, and you actually need to be trusting and letting the universe to take care of you, okay? And I'm telling this to you, and I'm telling this to myself, right? Do you trust and do you love the universe enough to take care of you? Okay. Well, that's a hard one, right? Because I feel like you go back and forth, just like Gemini, back and forth, back and forth. I do trust a little bit, and I don't. I do trust a little bit, and then I don't. Well, this happened to me. This happened. This was the poor choice, and I did this wrong. And you also like ruminate and circle around choices in the past, and you use that as, oh, there we are. There it is, right there. Yep, you use that as evidence, as reasons not to trust the universe. You're like, well, I made this choice, I made this best guess in the past, right? But it hurt me in the end, right? It hurt me. This choice hurt me. And I was doing my best and I trusted the universe, and the universe hurt me. And the actuality was, it wasn't the universe hurting you. It was you not trusting the universe that ended up hurting you, right? It's the letting go, Aquarius, and just allowing. And like, it's like July, for the way it's coming through, is a free fall for Aquarius. It's just like peace in the free fall, that you don't have to figure everything out. Okay, and just be like, okay, I'm just here every day. I'm just doing what I can every day, and the universe will bring it to me, and I will be romanced by the universe, and I can trust the universe, and I don't have to do this horrible, horrible thing all the time. Because I feel like, Aquarius, like, your mind is a great and powerful thing. Like, Aquarius, you have one of the most powerful minds in the zodiac, if not the most powerful mind in the zodiac, right? But because we see so far into the future, just typical for Aquarius, we're very forward thinking, okay? We think from a wider perspective, right? We try to control the narrative as we're getting to the future. We're trying to make sure everything is okay. I'm going to step here, I'm going to step here. I can see the future, but I'm going to do this and this to ensure that the future happens. And it's that lack of trust, because what I'm actually seeing is like the crumbling of the path beneath you, Aquarius. The path is crumbling and the path is falling away, and you are still trying to take that step here and that step here. And what's actually being asked of you, again, is a free fall through the path. That is your ascension, Aquarius, is the ultimate trust in the universe, and ultimately in yourself, in your divine consciousness, to get you where you need to go without manipulating all the energies around you all the time, okay? Because there's something specifically with you do with yourself that is a game. I do this and I see it and I'm like, and I'm going to say it because it's the truth, okay? So you tally your life and you make it a game. And when you feel like you've made the wrong move intellectually, you chastise yourself, and then you chastise the universe, and you say, well, we're one and the same. Why isn't it working out? And it's not working out because you're not meant to hold on. You're not meant to, just like Libra. During the Libra reading, I told them, stop holding on so tightly to that romantic partner. Stop holding on so tightly to how the universe is allowing things to unfold for you, okay? And I feel like many of you have noticed a rise, particularly what I'm getting is in your electrical body. I've noticed this personally. Okay. In your electrical body, your field, things like that, you can feel yourself upgrading, but there's this disbelief around what you are capable of and what, you are allowing into your field at this time. And again, it's like Gemini, back, forth, back, forth. I feel this disbelief, okay? Because at the same time, Aquarius, we see the future and we see the far future as far as, arising and ascending, and like we see beyond, okay? Like we are the ones who look beyond. And that is like literally one of the heaviest truths to have as a sign is to know the future and want to control it. But like we see the ascension and we see what it takes to get there, and we see the own ascension in our bodies. We see all these changes within our bodies, within our physical field, within our awareness, and we see the end, and we try to control the path that's getting there, when actually we need to sit in the intelligence of our electrical body, of our physical body, of our etheric body, and allowance. Okay? Stop holding on so tightly, Aquarius. Stop manipulating the energy. Stop doing this, picking one or the other, because all this energy is going to this when actually it should be to enjoying and opening to the possibility of miracles. Okay? Because you know there are miracles and you know they are coming. And it's this is the Temperance card, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the angels, right? It's the seeing beyond. When you see beyond, Aquarius, you see beyond. And so just allow yourself to see beyond, but also allow yourself to be present here. And stop picking and choosing and picking and choosing and fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing and fixing. There's nothing to be fixed. There's nothing wrong. You are here to be here, and that's all that there is. Okay? And I'm telling you, and I'm telling you. Okay? And that is the reading for July. Aquarius, if you would like your own personal reading, you can check out my links. Otherwise, I wish you guys well.